Good day everyone. Please subscribe, like and share these videos as widely as possible to help my channel grow. Also important to watch these videos in series, please. We continue with our reading today and we'll read from Genesis 7 in the King James 1611 Bible. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy off the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives, with him, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth, there went in two and two unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him. And the Lord shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth. And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle and of beast and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died. And every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowl of the heaven. And they were destroyed from the earth, and Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Right. When you ask people about the flood story, and how the animals were to be placed on the ark, they would generally say that a pair, male and female, of every kind of animal was saved. This chapter, however, tells us that it was only 1 pair of each kind of unclean animals. Of the clean animals and of the fowls, which is birds, there were to be taken 7 pairs of each kind. Another interesting fact is that one must remember that there was no Israel or Hebrews yet. Therefore, there was also no law given to the Hebrews by God yet. It is important because the law that was given to the Israelites later makes the distinction between clean and unclean animals. It follows then that God had to have given Noah instructions on what clean and unclean animals were. It also follows that one can now deduce that the people in this bloodline of God, all the way down to the Israelites, knew about certain laws and rules as given by God. Just think of Job. Historians and scholars believe that the story of Job had to have happened either before the flood or very soon after, but definitely before there was an Israel nation. Job knew how to be righteous in the eyes of God as well. Another interesting fact, just to bring things into perspective, is that Noah was 500 years old when he begat his 3 sons, according to Genesis 5. He was 600 when the flood happened, which means his sons was 100 years old when the flood came. See, God warned Noah of the flood. He also gave Noah a way to escape the destruction and judgment that were to follow. He does the same with each and every one of us today. He warns us through His Word that there is a coming judgment. He also provides us with an escape, Jesus Christ. Just like in the time of Noah, he had only one way of escaping the floodwaters, the ark. So too, there is only one way of escaping judgment and condemnation for us, and that is Jesus Christ. We read in verse 16 that the Lord shut him in, meaning that when they were all in the ark, God Himself closed the doors behind them. I believe that this is just another way that God keeps us safe. Once you are a child of God, He will never leave you. He will protect you and He will provide for you. He loves us so much, even if we are rebellious and do not want to accept His authority. He still wants to have a relationship with us. But we have to realize that although God gave Noah the means to escape, namely the building plans of the ark, Noah still had to build the ark. Similarly, God gave us His only Son, but we have to believe in Him. We have to reciprocate His love for us and live according to His will, else there will be no salvation. We have to build our own arks to survive the floods and storms of this world. And we do so by walking with God, through loving Him and thus doing His will. In other words, by the way we live and how we conduct ourselves, even and especially when no mortal eye is upon us. In verse 17, we read how the prevailing waters lifted the ark up above the earth. We might have storms in our lives as well. Loss of family member, divorce, loss of income. Oh, there are so many examples. But look what God does for us through these storms. He uses the storm itself to lift us up, to rise above our circumstances, just like the ark were raised up above the prevailing waters. God uses the actual turmoil and chaos in our lives to lift us up and to make us better people. Unfortunately, this is all we had time for today. Please like, subscribe, and even comment on these videos. Share as widely as possible, as this will help my channel to grow. And it will help me to spread the good news as well and make better videos. I ask that you leave a donation on Patreon. Instructions on how to do so will follow. God bless. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified of our next video. You can help us create better videos by leaving a donation on Patreon. The link is in the description. Thank you. We hope to see you next time.